this popular saying by John F. Kennedy that all of us do not have equal talent, but all of us should have an equal opportunity to develop our talent. Good morning and welcome to today's episode of Women Empowerment Program, being organized and sponsored by the Rule of Law and Empowerment Initiative, also known as Partners West Africa Nigeria, P1. I am still your host, Nkem Okereke, with my co-host, Ijoma Igwe. Over the years, it has been known that in certain spheres of life, women have faced gender discrimination in one way or the other. This would lead us to discuss the topic on gender inclusion and equal opportunity. Our guest for today is Miss Sarah Anlade Dantsoho, I hope I'm calling it correctly, who is an experienced director with a history of working in the non-profit organization. Right now, she currently works with Women's Rights Advancement and Protection Alternative, popularly known as RAPA. We'll go on a short break now and then come back with our guest. Please stay tuned.
Welcome back from the break. So we'll continue discussing about who our guest is for today, and she's going to be talking on gender inclusion and equal opportunity. Our guest for today is an associate chartered disaster and safety management patient advocate, UNODC drug prevention, treatment and care trainer. She's a member, Institute of Disaster Management and Safety Science, and Women and Girls' Rights Advocate. Please welcome with us today, Ms. Sarah Anlade Dantsoho. Good morning, ma'am. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Happy to be here with you all.
It's nice to finally have you here.
Yes, finally indeed.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am, so we'll just ask you the first question we have for today. What does gender inclusion and equal opportunity mean to you?
Okay, first of all, I would like us to talk about the issue of gender. A lot of people, when they hear gender, they assume it's just women issues. But gender cut across both male and female.
Yeah.
So gender inclusion is talking about presenting opportunities for both male and female. Yeah. Then equal opportunity is also talking about providing equal opportunity for both male and female within a society or an organization. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So what does it mean to you, the gender inclusion and equal opportunity?
Yeah, it's a good thing because a society whereby we only pay attention to the male gender, the female gender tends to suffer more because they don't present us with opportunity to explore our talent, our skills, and there is so much more that we have in us. But when the platform is not available, there's no way we can showcase that, and it also affects the economy in one way or the other.
Yeah, thank you very much. I was going to ask, can you give us an example of a place where the male has a more opportunity to showcase their talents more than the female?
Yeah, let's start with our homes, where we come from. There are things that you do at home, but because maybe your brother is the male child, your parents will support him more, and then you, that is the girl child, they blame you the more. And it's not supposed to be so. Yeah. Treat everyone equally. Let everyone understand that we are all human. Once we have that understanding that we are human, I think it will change our narrative on how we treat the other gender. So we are all human in the first place. So there's need for us to treat each other as one.
There is this popular thing in my house. I am the only daughter, so I'm not supposed to come back after 6. But my brothers are free to come back past 8, past 9, past 10, because they are boys, you know. And I wonder, what did I do? Did I do anything wrong for becoming a woman? The only one, no. But then, you're right, actually, starting from the home, I think the home is the major place we have this gender inequality.
Yeah. Just to add to the home as well, where they say, oh, the girls are the ones to do the dishes, and the boys are the ones. Just sit down, watch football. The girl is doing the thing, or what daddy is reading newspaper. That's like the idea most kids have. Oh, why is mommy? Mommy's in the kitchen. Why is daddy? Daddy is watching football or is reading newspaper. So they try to, you know, put this inequality or differences to say this is for the female and this is for the male. So I like the fact that you picked the home, because that's where actually this starts from.
So we know that this is can you elaborate on what the root cause of this? What is the root cause of this gender inequality? What do you think is the root cause of it?
Okay, for me, just like I've said, the root cause is family. It starts from family, and then religion has its role to play, and then culture also has its own role to play. The aspect of family, we have touched on that, where a child, right from childhood, they begin to see that gender discrimination. You don't even need to tell them, they see it and they assume that it is their right to always be or to always do a certain kind of job. But for the female child, it's just like you are the slave in the house. You wash the plate, you sweep the house, you cook the food, you serve your brothers, and then, you know, all of this, and at the end, they will beat you if they want to. You understand? So the truth is that we don't need to even speak out. From small, they have already placed that impression on us. So I think for me, family is one of the major root cause of gender inequality. Then secondly, we look at the religion aspect, where that submissiveness, a woman have to be submissive to the man. You know, a lot of people have misunderstood that aspect of submissiveness, and you know, it's really not. I think we need to discuss, our religious leaders need to really talk more on that, so that our men will also understand that being submissive doesn't mean enslavement, or you turn the woman to a slave. So there is so much more that we need to do, and we need to know. And in terms of culture, some culture don't allow women do certain things. So those are the 3 root causes from my own understanding. There may be more, actually.
So let's deviate a little from the family aspect. Are there other aspects you think you want to elaborate when it comes to equal opportunity or not having an equal opportunity apart from the family? Is there any other aspect of life that you would want to elaborate on?
Yeah, the truth is that in a society where the women don't have such opportunity to showcase their talent, like even in our workplace, sometimes there are jobs that they will say this is not for women. This particular job is for male. And when you bring in a woman, you will see that she will even do more. So it's not only in family, actually. In workplace, we see that, and then in the society at large. So there is so much more, not only family.
Just to chip in, remember the last guest we had about the research carried out to find out why people don't like voting for women. And then the finding was that men are natural leaders. So it's just for them it's good for the men to just contest election and let them win, but they're natural leaders.
In their subconscious, women shouldn't.
We shouldn't
it's
even.
Just for men.
It's men that is. So the research really was like an eye opener, really. So they now find out that, so why won't you vote for women? Men are naturally leaders, and then women are just there to support the men. And we can see that playing a lot in the political sphere, where you see more men occupying positions, even positions that are meant for women. You heard I said the last time that I think the women leader also was a man represented. I'm like, how? You get, so it's
even in our school then, you know, SUG, president, it has to be a man.
A man.
Vice president, it has to be a woman. And I'm like, why can't it be the other way around? Why can't SUG president be a woman and the vice president be a man? Like, it is not, they're not contending it. A woman cannot come out for SUG president. If you must come out, you're coming out for as SUG vice president. Meanwhile, it's possible you can actually do better as the president more than being just a vice that is assisting. So trying to translate the fact that women should just be there to support the main leader, that is the man. So I think that is a very wonderful point you have made so far. And our viewers, if you have anything you want to add to what we are discussing now, feel free to put it in the comment section. But right now, we'll go on a short break and then come back and continue with this wonderful discussion on gender inclusion and equal opportunity. Stay tuned.
Welcome back from the break, and I hope you're enjoying this discussion with us as we are here. But let's just go to the next question. We want to find out from you, how is gender inequality a hindrance to women empowerment?
Okay, there's a research that shows that when a woman is empowered, about 90% of her salary, she invests it back in her home, in her family, which involves the children, and it goes to their education and their health and their well-being. And this is not only affecting the children alone, you are affecting the society. So empowering a woman is empowering a society at large. So women empowerment is something that should be encouraged in our society, in our place of work, and in our community. There's need to empower women because they have this caring attitude, and any country that values women and puts them in front, you tend to see that they do well, they improve the economy of that country and the well-being of the citizens. So there is need to look at women empowerment as a key, very key, important
like an agenda
thing to do. Yes. Yeah, so that's it.
Yeah, we give the example with the former German minister Merkel. You know, they were part of there was like a research that showed that the countries where women were leading handled the COVID-19 situation better than where the men were. So just to add to what you've said, women empowerment is something that should be done.
So you're saying in essence that if there is no equal opportunity for male and female, it might affect the empowerment of women. And if it affects the empowerment of women, the empowerment of society is also affected.
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to understand more what you were saying. Thank you very much. So I was going to ask you again, how do you think this gender inequality can be addressed?
Yeah, the truth is that we have been advocating for this for some time now.
Yeah.
And to some extent, we are seeing results.
Okay.
Yeah. Having some women in some political spaces, and not just putting them there, they too are bringing others on board. So we will keep advocating, we will keep talking about it until we see the change that we want to see in the society.
Okay, so what do you think here? You said something like you've been advocating. What do you exactly advocate for? When you come to me and tell me you want gender, what do you want? Do you understand? How do you want it to be addressed? What do you want me to do to address gender inequality?
Okay, for me, I think there's need for us to understand the difference between gender equality and gender mainstreaming.
Okay.
Yeah. So the thing is that even if you don't get it all, at least let's just have both gender involved.
Okay.
And then for us, again, as female, I think we need to also go back to our drawing board. We need to go back and empower ourselves, improve in our skills, so that when we have that opportunity, we'll be able to display what we have in us.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are really not serious about their career.
Yes.
That is
That cuts across both male and female.
so-called slave mama. You understand? Yeah. So there's need for us to understand that principle of being ready. Are you ready to take that opportunity?
Yeah.
The opportunity may not display itself now, but keep improving on yourself, your skills. Opportunity will showcase, and then you'll be able to display what you have. And opportunity, you just take over, and you don't even need to shout too much. Even the men within the environment, they will see you and they will see your capacity. We have he for she's in our society right now. We have he for she's. We have male champions.
Yeah.
They will see you, and some people, they will even sponsor you in anything you want to do. So for me, I will advise we, the women, to improve on ourselves. We should know what we want and go for it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if we don't get it there and then. Keep trying, keep advocating. That is where the advocacy comes in. Keep advocating. Opportunity will come and you take on it, and you will just see yourself doing exploit. Yeah.
Okay. So you were saying that in your advocacy, you try to encourage for gender mainstreaming.
Yeah.
So you said also that people need to understand what it is, meaning that they need to be sensitized on what gender mainstreaming is.
Yeah.
And they need to relearn what gender equality means, not that a woman is automatically a man and a woman is automatically a woman.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when people hear gender equality, how can she be the same as me?
About women.
You know, it's all about women and us men. Like people said earlier, our reward is in heaven, you know. So they should understand what gender equality is in the real sense, and understand what gender mainstreaming is.
Yeah.
Okay. That is what I'm going to take from
Well, so let me add to what she said about the question on how gender inequality be addressed. Looking at the UNSCR 1325, don't you think when it is implemented, effectively implemented, let's use that word, would have more women, or we have women being mainstreamed into areas that we think there is inequality? So like the security sector, now we have them having their gender decks, trying to
having gender policy.
Having gender policy, trying to incorporate women in these areas that they feel women shouldn't even be there. And then we talked about, I don't know if it was last week, we talked about where the not too young to run, where we also have young men, majorly now, but also trying to see how young women can also participate in this. So I just wanted to add to what you said, that gender inequalities can also be addressed if policies are well implemented in countries, especially like countries like ours, and then they see the need for more participation of women in strategic positions. That might also help us to have less gender inequality, just to add to.
And then again, one of our guests in the previous episodes, she says something like, what would take a man flip of the finger to get, it might take a woman harder than that. It means that we need to have this extra push. We need to work extra hard if we want to get to that place, if we want to be trusted. If they say, let's try her, let's see what, and we need to do well, better than, just to try and do our best to make sure that we're on top of the game. That's actually that means she's actually doing well. That's the reason you are there. So you don't come there like
empty.
I'm just here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it boils down to what you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
You said some people don't want to take their career seriously. Some people don't care. Some people, so our viewers that are listening, empowerment comes with us pushing, us trying to place ourselves strategically, trying to get more for ourselves, trying to improve on our skills. It can be reading, it can be writing, it can be speaking, it can be anything you feel you are good at. It will help you have a better opportunity, so that when you even have that opportunity, you will be able to exploit it and do well with it. So that is what we are going to conclude on for now. And we'll also want you to feel free to put down topics you would want us to treat on this platform on women empowerment. You will meet us again next week, Friday, as we discuss another interesting episode. Thank you very much, and see you next week. Bye.